You know that saying that there's more than one way to skin a cat? So yeah, that goes with homeschooling as well. What works for one family is probably not going to work for another. So I'm going to share with you a list of things that we don't do in our homeschool, and leave a comment down below if you can relate to any of what we have to share. So let's get to it. I'm starting to remember, I'm starting not to forget these things. This is a collaboration hosted by Davene from Calm in the Chaos Homeschool and Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool. And there is a playlist down below for you to check out. And if you haven't subscribed to their channels yet, make sure you do. And let's really get into it. We do not do morning baskets. I tried. I gave it a really good try for a couple years, and it just did not work for us because we all kind of wake up at different times. And after we eat breakfast, the kids eat breakfast, they have like their chores and stuff. We do stuff later in the day, not in the morning. So we don't do morning basket. I do have a basket where I keep all of our daily school supplies or school books, but I would not call it a morning basket. So we don't do morning baskets. Writing on morning baskets, we don't do school in the morning. We do school in the afternoon, probably 11-ish to like 2 or 3, just depends on the day. In the mornings, we, like I said, we each wake up. We all have different wake up times. I have my morning routine. It's my best focus time, so I try to write when I get a chance. Yeah, the kids like to play and get all that energy out, and then I feel like usually after lunch, then they're ready to sit down and do some work. And so I just kind of go with the flow. Maybe that'll change in the future as they get older. I'm not sure. So it works for us. We don't school in the morning. We don't have a schedule. Like I'll show you up on the board. We have this list right here. It's kind of like our agenda for the day. And that is about it. And it's on the board, and my kids do all the things in whatever order seems fit for them. They kind of develop their own schedule. Like we just have a to-do list and not a schedule. We do have things scheduled in our days, like classes and so forth, but there's no, okay, at 11 o'clock we're going to do math. At 1 o'clock we're going to do reading. We don't do that. All right, so next we don't follow the scope and sequence of a curriculum. We kind of just use it, I guess, as a spine, as a resource, and we just do our own thing, basically. I do have a lot of curriculum that I kind of hoard, but we don't really use it the way traditionally you're supposed to use it. So we don't follow the scope and sequence of the curriculum. But my son is just back, and I need to go deliver. We exchange car rides for eggs, and so I'm going to go give my friend some eggs. Hold on. All right, false alarm. But I will have to leave in a second to go exchange car ride for eggs. So we're very fortunate to have chickens, especially here in California, where eggs are a little bit higher than they are probably where you live, unless you're from California too. Then your eggs are super high as well. Probably no surprise to you that follow me regularly on YouTube or Instagram or what have you. I just don't like using those teacher homeschool planners. Like, they're not my thing. I have like my own method of planning out the school year, and maybe one day I'll get that all out on paper, because I'm sure there's more than just me out there who do not like to use typical homeschool or teacher planners that are available pretty much everywhere. Next, we don't school 5 days a week. We don't do school on weekends either. We just do it Monday through Thursday, and then Tuesday we kind of is when my son takes most of his classes, majority of his classes, so he may be getting schooled, but my other two, they just kind of play and have fun all day long, and it kind of gives me a chance to work on things that I want to work on, like today, filming these videos. I remember when I was in college, I would schedule all my classes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so that I would have 4-day weekends. And so, you know, I guess we're kind of doing the same with homeschool. I had contemplated just homeschooling Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but then it was just like, I felt like it was too much that we had to cram in, and so I changed my mind about that. Next, we don't do all the subjects. Like, I know some people who cover like 7 or 8 different subjects in their homeschool, and we just don't do that. We focus on what our charter school requires, which is math, language arts, science, and history, social studies, and then everything else is just kind of bonus that we kind of wrap into our everyday lives. I don't really call it, it's nothing official, you know, like when we do art, it's when we're inspired to, when we, go hiking and studying about nature. It's just, everything is just very much more fluid in that sense. Whereas we do language arts and math every day, and then science and social studies not every day, maybe like once or twice a week, just depends. And so that just works for our homeschool. I don't like life being too rigid. I like to be able to flow with the punches and or roll with the punches, I should say. I'm not very good with idioms. I guess we're not really Charlotte Mason-y, because we don't do copywork or dictation, which I don't know. I mean, when I was a middle school history teacher, I would always have like a quote up on the board, and when my students would come in, they would copy it down in their journals, and so I guess, or their interactive notebooks. And so I guess that's copywork, and that's something I can do with my kids. But right now our board is mainly just our agenda for the day, so I got to figure it out. But they do practice handwriting. We do handwriting without tears. My son has like a cursive handwriting book that he works on. And so, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one day we'll do copywork and dictation. But as of right now, we don't. And another thing we don't do is crafts. Like, I don't like crafts. I like art. We're starting to get into art journaling, so we're doing that too. But I don't like crafts. I just feel like it's just cluttery. I mean, I guess we do some crafts. We did make snowflakes out of coffee filters for Christmas, but other than that, we don't really do crafts, and that's just it's not what I'm into. So no crafts for us. And then even though we are doing art journaling, we don't do nature journaling in the sense that we have one notebook just for nature journaling. I've learned to adapt it and to incorporate it. I don't know, they're almost here. To adapt it and incorporate it into our art journals. And I feel like that's better. Our art journal is just inspired by, whatever inspires us that week or what have you. We don't do it daily, that's for sure. Maybe weekly or 2 times a week, I don't know. And then next, I don't make everything like memorable and IG worthy. Like, our homeschool is not picture perfect. It's not highly stylized and filtered and what have you. Our homeschool is just, I don't know, it's very simple, it's very basic. It's probably like what most people have. I feel like those Instagram homeschoolers out there that have like these beautifully, fairy tale looking homeschools, they are in the minority. I don't think they're in the majority. And so our homeschool is just what it is. It's just basic, and we get it done, and my kids enjoy it and I enjoy it. And then the last thing that we don't do is co-ops. I don't know. I just don't do co-op. If you pay me, I'll teach your kids, but I'm not gonna trade teaching duties or whatever. And then I have a friend that was in a co-op, and she always felt like she put in like so much effort for the co-op meetings when it was her turn, and then everyone else just kind of dialing it in basically and not putting as much effort into it. And so she felt it was unbalanced, and I kind of get that because I have workaholic tendencies, and I know that I would probably go way too deep and like create this like awesome experience, and then for all these other kids and my kids too, and then be disappointed that other people don't do anything as fun or as cool, like giving worksheets or like, yeah, I hate worksheets. Don't give me worksheets. So as you can see, there are many ways to homeschool. You get an idea of what we don't do, and what we do is a lot, I guess. I don't know. So if you're interested in a homeschool with us video, let me know. I mean, like each day is so different, so I'm not too sure. We'd have to do a whole week, but I don't know, we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do a series or something. My advice for you is to just do what feels right for your family. You don't need to follow what everyone else is doing. Like I've said in a few videos in the past, when everyone else is zigging, you zag and all is good. So if you found value in the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.
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 Mommy.